Hey guys, welcome to episode number 49 of OG Toys. I'm OG. Today I'm stepping in front of the camera once again for a very special review. For episode 48, we took a look at the Amazing Spider-Man movie. We did a non-spoiler review. I didn't spoil anything, so hopefully you guys watched it, can go in the theater and have a great time. But today we are going to do some spoilers. I'm going to do a full review with some spoilers, how he got his powers, some synopsis on some really cool scenes that I didn't want to spoil in the first video, plus the Easter egg at the end of the credits. It's a Marvel movie. Of course, we're going to have some spoilers at the end of the movie. So we'll go through all that stuff. Now, today is July the 2nd. In Canada, the movie was released a day early. I don't know why, but I took advantage of it. I'll show you the ticket here. As you can see, it's July the 2nd, 2012. And it's for the Spider-Man movie in IMAX. So, the movie itself, it definitely doesn't disappoint. As a long-term Spider-Man fan, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. It was a great summer flick, and definitely a great jumping point for the relaunch of the Spider-Man franchise. Now, some of the cool elements that we saw in this movie that was different from the Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi trilogy was how Spidey got his powers and how he copes with his powers. One of the most human elements I saw in that movie was how Spidey basically has some fun with his powers. And at first he's panicked, he's shocked, he's got this crazy, spider sense. He knows when something's gonna happen, and his hands are sticking to everything. There's an awesome scene where he's brushing his teeth in his bathroom and his hand is sticking to the sink. It's just a great little piece of filming there, and it's just a different take on Spider-Man that we didn't see in the first trilogy. Plus, he's a skater. This is one of the elements we saw in Spider-Man that was pretty cool. He's not really a science geek. He's more of maybe a bit of a loner, an introvert, but he's a skater. So he's got these newfound powers, this crazy agility, this crazy sixth sense, spider sense, and he's at this old abandoned shipyard, and he's skating like in a half pipe of an old hull of a boat, and he's just having a hell of a time. And it's pretty cool to see Spider-Man not so depressed, sad, and pathetic as we usually see him, but he's actually enjoying life. He's had so much tragedy in the first little bit of that movie, and it's cool to see him just have some fun with his powers. And as he's developing his powers, he's going out looking for the murderer of Ben Parker. Now, the murder of Ben Parker was certainly different from the first one we saw, and different from the adaptation in the comics, too. In the comics, it was a burglary. Ben gets shot. In the Spider-Man movie, he's waiting for Peter outside the library, and there's a mugging going on. There's a wrestling event. They don't really touch on that too much in this movie, but basically, he gets shot trying to stop a mugger. Or not a mugger, a robber, excuse me. And basically, Spider-Man sets out to find this guy. There's a certain tattoo he has, and he's going to find this guy and bring him to justice. So, in this interpretation, we see a different version of Spidey doesn't get his costume right away. He's got a vigilante kind of look, and basically, if you looked at my Mini-Maze review, that's the character there. He's got, basically he's wearing dark jacket, pants, and shirts. He's got a custom-made mask that he makes. And he goes out looking for this guy. And what's cool, and where he gets the inspiration from for his costume, is luchadors. These luchador wrestling, he's falling through kind of a decrepit building, and there's an old wrestling ring with all these really awesome posters all in the background with luchadors, and one of the masks really inspires him. It's a red mask with black lining around the eye holes, and that's how he gets his inspiration for a Spider-Man costume. So, and the costume itself, it's definitely different. Seeing it on the big screen, you can see that it's not like a professional, like, how the heck did this guy make this costume? You can see there's some binding, some folding, and some of the seams in the back of the neck of the costume. You can see this is like a bit of a homemade interpretation. The Tobey Maguire costume, how the heck could anyone make that costume? With the web lines, the intricate detail, it wasn't really believable. Plus, the web shooters. The huge, big difference between the two movies. In the first movie, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, the webs were organic. He produced them. Peter produced these webs. Osborn's been developing technology based on spider abilities for quite some time, and they developed a web shooter cartridge that can hold, just hundreds and hundreds of thousands of meters of webbing. So he used that basically and just jumped off it with his science abilities and ingenuity and creates the web shooters, which definitely a big improvement. Really like the way they did the web shooters. And throughout the movie, we're introducing some new characters. Or Captain Stacy, Gwen Stacy, it's played by Emma Stone. She did a really cool job, great job in it. And of course, Kirk Connors. Kirk Connors in this movie was definitely fearsome. The Lizard was a very imposing, scary character. He stands probably almost 10 feet in the film. He towers over Spidey, and you just think to yourself, how the heck is Spider-Man going to defeat this thing? And that's one of the cool elements of Spider-Man. The odds are always against him, and the guy doesn't back down. He will do everything for the right cause. And throughout the movie, there's some absolutely amazing battle scenes. And one of the climactic battle scenes is when the Lizard attacks Peter's school. He finds out his secret identity, and they have a hell of a fight inside the school. And it's one of the most breathtaking fights we see. You really see the amazing CGI work, and you see Lizard, and he is really impressive. The only thing you can say bad about the Lizard, and some of the opinions from the other fans in the movie-going theater, was his snout. He doesn't have a snout. He doesn't look Lizard enough. Sure, that could be one of the things that really holds it back, but in general, this Lizard looks amazing, and he's really impressive, very impressive on the big screen. And of course, the epic battle. Unfortunately, we do see someone die. A major character in the movie that sets the groundwork for the next couple movies for sure. Is going to be a pretty big effect in the lives of Spidey, Peter Parker, and Gwen, is the death of Captain Stacy. And you see he's actually defending Spider-Man, helping him take down the Lizard, and he gets stabbed. The claws just go right through his belly, and he gets impaled by the Lizard. Unfortunately, he does die, and it kind of brings to a really stark tone that he's filled with tragedy. Anyone that gets in close with Spider-Man is going to die. And he pushes Gwen away at the end of the movie, but you do see that spark that something's going to happen where she knows that her dad, Captain Stacy, made Peter promise not to get involved with her, but promises are made to be broken, and those are the best ones. That's a line from the movie. So we'll see what happens in the future. The movie itself, absolutely phenomenal. Has some excellent CGI, a great, fast story. There's really no dull points in the movie. The acting was fantastic. Even from Sally Fields, who played Aunt May. When I first heard Sally Fields was going to play Aunt May, I was like, oh my god. She's annoying. But she was actually pretty good in the movie. And the entire movie, you're not going to be disappointed. This is a summer blockbuster movie. Compared to the old film, definitely some pluses and minuses. There's one line, the classic Spider-Man line, is not used in this movie at all. We thought it would be, but with great power comes great responsibility. Not in the movie. A lot of people are going to be disappointed, bummed out by that. But there is an awesome cameo from Stan Lee. He plays, I think, a janitor at the school, and he's got his headphones on, and Spider-Man and the Lizard are just kicking the crap out of each other in the background. And you see Spidey's webbing up some tables that are heading his way, and it's a pretty comical scene. Now for the Easter egg. At the end of the movie, when all's said and done, the Lizard's been contained. Gwen Stacy survived, Captain Stacy's dead, and Gwen does know Peter's secret identity, which I thought was cool. He could share his burden with someone else that he cares for. And basically, the Easter egg, you see Norman Osborn. That's right, Norman Osborn does make an appearance in this movie. You see Kirk Connors going to jail. He's no longer embedded with the Lizard's powers. He's just a normal guy now. He does have some scales still hanging on, but you can see that the Lizard DNA has been removed from him. And you see in the cell, beside him in a very dark cell, a cloaked figure in purple. And you see some straggly hair. It's Norman Osborn. And now in the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, Norman Osborn does wear, the Green Goblin does wear a purple cape. So if there's some foreshadowing, and we know that Norman Osborn is dying. Now, from what we don't know, has he been genetically enhancing himself? Has he been doing tests on himself? We don't know. But it definitely looks like a weird, fragile, creepy-looking Norman Osborn. Definitely not the suave business owner that you see in the beginning of the movie. In a very brief cameo, we see some artwork of the president and founder of Oscorp, Norman Osborn. So that is the spoiler at the end of the movie. Be warned, there definitely is some more things, but I want you to experience the Spider-Man movie, enjoy it. It is a fantastic movie. You're not going to be disappointed with it. And like I said in my other video, movies, music, comics, they're all subjective to your own opinion, your own interpretation. That's why I do not really review any kind of comics, movies, or anything like that, or music even, because it's your own decision of how you interpret those things. Your action figures, your collectibles, you either like it or you don't. It's a pretty basic instinct that you have. But with this movie, I feel strong that it's something dear to me. I love Spider-Man, I love superhero movies, and this is a movie you don't want to miss. Definitely check it out. Enjoy the video. Enjoy the spoilers. And there's more spoilers to be had in the movie, but I don't want to give everything away. But let me know what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know. Start a conversation up in those comments on what you think of the movie. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.